not looking at necessarily price action right now. I'm looking at this indicator right here. It's called the ICHEMA Dynamics. Right now, right here, it tells you the 55, the 99, 222, the moving averages that we're using. So if you double click on one of the moving averages right here, it tells you the EMAs that we're using, and I've used it before in our chats when we say Tenkin and Kijun. This also, when you put it on with default, it has the lagging span. And the lagging span is pretty much, if you go right here from your candle body, I use the hollow candles right now, but if you go to the line chart, it's pretty much very, very similar, if not the same representation of the line chart versus the candles. So I take it out just because it just makes things look super busy, already busier than they are. So, okay, so what I wanted to show you guys is this here. The Ichomoku Cloud is a predictive element to a chart. Nothing is perfect, but I use it quite a bit when I'm scalping, or when I'm trying to find directions. I use harmonics. That tells me an overall trend on a higher time frame. This one tells me what I think the trend is gonna do, if it's gonna range. So like right here, this thing is telling me basically almost 30 days in advance what's gonna happen. So I'm just kind of giving you the idea on a daily time frame. So we're going to do the play-by-play. I'm kind of a nerd and I watch these things, but just check it out. Each one of these moving averages right here, actually there's a support resistance, and when they start coming together, that's when something is going to move. And if you look at this one right here, the Tenkin is serving as some kind of support here. 50 is showing some resistance. The Tenkin right here, or the Kijun, is showing right here some resistance. The Cloud, the 100-day moving average. So you have a bunch of resistance looming, which the Cloud is basically showing, and you have the 200 here that's just on a trajectory here. So I'm going to go ahead and hit play and show you how it works. Okay, if you see right there, we hit that 100, and just let you know the Kijun. Okay, when we hit the Kijun, top of the Cloud, what happened? We rejected. And let's keep going, play by play. Now all the moving averages, the Cloud and everything. Okay, what did we do? Okay, the Kijun here went under the candles, and now you had the Tenkin and the Kijun together. Okay, the Cloud still showing some resistance here, and the 100. Aha. As soon as these guys went under the candles, what did we do? We started having some upside momentum, okay? So let's keep seeing what happened. All right. Remember, predictive Cloud. We had that confluence here because we started breaking these moving averages, Kijun, Tenkin. All of them started curling under the candles, and what happened? More importantly, the twist of the Cloud. That was basically confirmation. Once we started like running, that means that this was more than likely going to start acting as support. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and play again. Okay, rise. So you started seeing these things go in tandem. So the moving averages, they start acting as support. That was gnarly, right? But guess what? We still were able to hold the Cloud. So just showing you guys here. All of these things right here, once the Cloud starts producing the green cloud and it starts trending up, that's showing you that there's some support, okay? And typically, the Cloud, when you're inside the Cloud, that's a no trade zone because it can go in either direction. So like right here, when in the Cloud, what happened? We fell out. This was different, but we had like confluence here. We had all those moving averages, Kijun, Tenkin, everything just started slipping under that. So here you go. Right now we're showing support. And just on the other end of things, when this thing started to twist, that was another set of confirmation that we were coming down, okay? So different time frames tell you different things. If I go to the weekly on this guy, guess what? It is telling us how long. Let's calculate this. Let's do it for real. It is telling us 203 days in advance that we are getting some downside pressure. Okay, that puts us at like November. Okay, so we want to see this thing start to twist to the green side again for us to have that like confirmation that we're going to just continue ripping. But like we're saying here, when you're in the cloud, you can go right up to it. Nothing has to happen. These are just indicators that help us guide us where we're at. Okay, so we can go right up to this one. Okay, I'm going to say it again. The Kijun. Go right up to the Kijun and fail. You can go up to the cloud and fail. Or go inside of it. But like I said, once you start getting all these different things to line up with each other, right now I would say we have a little bit more support that we're going to go higher. Okay, and then right here is going to be a real tricky spot because this is where the looming resistance is. So if I start going to 3-day, guess where we're at? We're at the top. We're getting closer to the top of the cloud. Was at 31.8, and that's been one of the targets that we've had because of this order block and all this basically price imbalances. Okay, we go to the daily. Guess what? We have support to go higher. Okay, so know where you're at. Know where you're at on the chart. This is a good representation, and one of the things that I do for trading, scalping, I want to see where I am on the 4-hour. If I'm above the cloud, okay, there's support there. So that means for me, for the most part, I don't think it's going to do this. Okay, if the 4-hour cloud has some support, moving averages are just moving just like this. Each one of these is basically a different support level. Then I go to the 15. And that's where I start saying, okay, we have support on the 4-hour cloud. Where's the next likely place that we're going to go here? Okay, so we're in the middle of the cloud. We lost a 100 on this time frame. So the next one is a 200, which shows us like 29.5-ish area. Is that definite? No, it's not. But since we lost these two, I would say we might just get this one here, 29.5. Okay, 30-minute time frame. What do we have? That's at the 100 on this time frame, still on top of the cloud. So I think we're still going to continue upward, but we just have to take the downside into account, which, you know, like I said, I'm holding spot, and in these situations, I'm like, okay, I can stomach it. I'll probably sleep through it. Leverage always gets tricky. But yeah, that's how you use the ICHEMA Dynamics as far as the Ichomoku Cloud. It's going to have a different representation on different time frames, okay? Like on the 6-hour time frame, it shows like, okay, this one right here, the Tenkin, 29.1. That's showing, okay, there's some support there. 4-hour time frame, it's around the same. 1-hour time frame, okay. You have all these different things to look at, and they're starting to line up right around here. So I'm guessing there's somewhere going to happen right in this area that we're going to bounce. So be prepared for it. And more importantly, there's a lot of support starting to show up right around here and then higher, because that would be the back test of the last breakout.